First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and a sincere salutation to you, Akim and you, Aqua, to believe in all sincerity. So I have an article here that says Arizonans pass Prop 314. Here's when the immigration measure could go into effect. As you see here, 63% voted yes, 37% voted no. It says allows local police to arrest immigrants who entered the U.S. illegally. So, I'll read this article and get some scriptures. Lord willing, this will be edifying. It says Arizonans voted to pass Prop 314, an immigration reform measure also known as the Secure the Border Act. The proposition is modeled after a Texas law, SB 4, that the U.S. Supreme Court is reviewing for constitutionality. Even though Arizona voters passed the act, portions of the bill won't go into effect until the Texas bill is ruled constitutional. Prop 314 makes it a misdemeanor for non-citizens to enter Arizona anywhere other than an official port of entry. Illegal entry and re-entry are already a federal crime, punishable with a fine and or prison time. Once official, the ballot measure will allow local police to arrest those who cross the border illegally and state judges to order deportations. In addition, it makes it a low-level felony for those who submit false information or documents for employment or public benefits. Prop 314 also makes the sale of fentanyl a Class 2 felony if the person knowingly sold the drug and other person dies because of the substance. A nonpartisan poll commissioned by Arizona's Family showed that a majority of Arizona voters supported the measure to reform the state's immigration system ahead of Election Day. It says, I'm going to jump down right here. It says, critics say that Prop 314 is similar to SB 1070, a controversial bill passed in 2010 that allowed police to ask for proof of citizenship if a person was suspected of being in the state illegally. However, supporters of the bill argue the opposite. Under SB 1070, all they needed was a reasonable suspicion to make the initial stop. Under this bill, you always have to have a higher level of probable cause, meaning the evidence is more likely than not that they're breaking the law. State Republican Senator John Kavanaugh said another provision of this proposition would increase the penalty for someone who knowingly sells fentanyl and it causes the death of somebody. According to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, more than 90% of fentanyl is stopped at ports of entry. It is unclear what the decision about Texas's bill will be. If SB 4 is ruled constitutional, then Prop 314 should be able to go into effect shortly after. However, if it is ruled unlawful, then it is unclear what would happen to Prop 314 in Arizona. And I remember this right here. The SB 1070, okay, especially here in Arizona, Northern Kingdom, that was here illegally, was basically paranoid to be out and about, all right? Because the police were able to, stop you and basically ask for citizenship, As it says here, Salakia, under SB 1070, you always have to have a higher level of probable cause, meaning the evidence is more likely than not that they're breaking the law, But, Jake was getting stopped left and right out here, especially the Northern Kingdom, you see, under SB 1070. But the Prop 314 is similar because it's going to give them, okay, the right to basically charged with a misdemeanor for non-citizens to enter Arizona anywhere other than an official port of entry, meaning you cannot cross illegally. That's what this Bill 314 does. Okay, it gives police the ability to arrest illegal immigrants who enter the U.S. illegally. Okay, and there's a lot of illegal entry here in Arizona. So this is going to put hell on you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, and I want to read this at the beginning of this article. It says, Arizona's voted to pass Prop 314, an immigration reform measure also known as the Secure the Border Act. You see that? Secure the Border Act. I want to focus on this word border. Okay. Let's go to the scriptures. All right. This is Proverbs 34 and 10. Remove not the old landmark, and enter not into the fields of the fatherless. Okay, remove not the old landmark. Now, when you go into this word landmark, I was looking it up.
Strong's H 1366. Gevul.
Right.
Gevul.
It says here, border territory enclosed with a boundary. Okay, territory enclosed within a boundary. You see? So NLT, don't cheat your neighbor by moving the ancient boundary markers. Don't take the land of defenseless orphans, all right? It says 11, for the Redeemer is mighty, he shall plead their cause with thee. Okay? Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is mighty. He's going to plead the cause, okay, of those whose borders are being removed. Now, it's funny, okay, how, Esau says that, mainly the Northern Kingdom, because that's who this law, or this prop, I should say, targets, man. You Northern Kingdom, you so-called Hispanics, you Latinos, okay, Central, and South America, all right? Naphtali, Asher, you tribes. You see? But it says here, known as the Secure the Border Act. Now, we all know that, Esau basically, took the land from the Northern Kingdom, starting with Gad, okay, and also, Issachar, okay, and the other tribes of the Northern Kingdom. You see? So they're the real illegals, okay? Here it is. The Northern Kingdom was here in the North America, before these devils, okay? But yet they say that we're illegals, and they don't care where your landmark is. They don't care where your territory is, okay? Your territory that is enclosed within a boundary or a border, They didn't care, when they raped, robbed, and murdered Gad for their land, okay? How much more you Issachars, out west, okay? And there was Gad all over the northern North America, okay? From Canada, Alaska, all the way down to South America is Gad, okay, and the rest of the Northern Kingdom tribes. But they raped, robbed, and pillaged their way through all of North America. Okay, so this has always got Northern Kingdom riled up when you hear about these props, because here it is, you can't even be, okay, in Arizona, California, Texas, all right, because you get harassed by cops. Okay, It says here the proposition is modeled after a Texas law. You see, so Texans, which there's a lot of Issachar down Texans, are dealing with this as well. They're trying to make it, constitutional. This SB4 law. Okay. It says illegal entry and reentry are already a federal crime, punishable with fine and or prison time. Yeah. If they deport you and you come back in, you can do prison time. And a lot of Issachar out here knows, all right, people that have done prison time for illegal entry, and reentry. Usually, if they catch you once and you reenter, that's when you do time. But nonetheless, you get arrested for illegal entry, okay? And they usually deport you, back to where you come from, or at least across the border, right? But you see, these devils can remove borders and and lands and shit. But and they're totally within their means. But when do you see Northern Kingdom doing this? When do you see the tribes removing territory that's within a border or a boundary? So this is going to allow police, okay, to arrest those who cross the border illegally, and state judges to order deportations. You see? Also, okay, important. What does it say down here? For some reason, this keeps popping up when I want to get this part. It says, in addition, it makes it a low-level felony for those who submit false information or documents for employment or public benefits, right? So it's a low-level felony if you submit false information, okay, or documents for employment, right? Fake IDs, fake socials, okay? Or if you try to get food stamps, or access, it's going to become a felony, And you got a lot of Jake up there with fake documents, because they're trying to make it in this system. They think the streets are paved with gold, But yeah, I remember in 2010, as it says here, SB 1070 at the top. I remember that, Northern Kingdom was worried, worried to be driving around, because you got stopped, you could be deported. So this is nothing new. Like, we've seen this before. Okay, they arrest you, especially if you're committing crimes. They arrest you. You go down to jail. They ask you for your papers. They ask you for who you are. They fingerprint you, and they find out that you're from another country. They deport you. That's how they were doing it. But now they want to make it like a real prop, right? So, it's similar to SB 1070, as it says here, a controversial bill, right? Very controversial. All they needed was reasonable suspicion. And what's that suspicion? Being brown, having a truck. Northern Kingdom did with their big old trucks. Yeah, that's all it took. Blasting that, so-called Latino music, Hispanic music. That's all it took. A lot of Jake into the drugs and, carrying weapons and, that whole, other side of that quote unquote culture. Okay. And it was a wrap, a lot of Jake was getting deported, and that's ultimately, what they wanted to do. You see, even this guy, Donald Trump, says the first thing he's going to do is a mass deportation. So these things have been in the making. Okay. And it actually makes the state more stronger having this power. Okay. All right. Let's see. Right, state police are going to have this power. It's just going to be more official. They say that it's a problem for us to, Northern Kingdom to be here, when really, Northern Kingdom worked at jobs a lot of people don't want to work. What would, Esau's kingdom be without Northern Kingdom? You're right, and Southern Kingdom, So this is just how they oppress, you Jakes, because you Northern Kingdom are Israelites as well. Let's get this. This is Micah 2:2. It says, let's get to the point. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Right. You lose your house. Truth be told, you get deported, from a traffic stop and find out you ain't got no papers. When they fingerprint you, all you got to do is run a red light and don't have a seatbelt on, because you driving, DWM, driving while Mexican, driving while Hispanic, driving while Latino. They would arrest you, okay, and you would end up being deported. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
Strong's H 5159. Nachala. Nachala.
Right. Possession, property, inheritance, heritage, property, portion, share, inheritance, portion. Yeah. You take away your goods, your vehicle, you lose your home. All because you're a Hispanic, in the United States, when these devils really stole this country. Okay, talking about illegal immigrants, talking about illegal entry. What do they call y'all? Illegal aliens. Okay, they covet fields. They want to take away, the land that ain't theirs, and take them by violence. Isn't that what they did with Gad? Okay, a true Thanksgiving was a celebration of conquering Gadites, which are so-called Native. That's the biblical name for the Native Americans. The Native Americans are truly been diminished. Okay, they've been almost put to death to the point of extinction, and that's why they moved them into the reservations, man. How many natives do you really see throughout the population? Gad is very, very oppressed. Has been massacred on a high level. Let's not forget about Gad. They covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Yeah, you can't be, Northern Kingdom as well. Hey, Northern Kingdom is oppressed by these devils, man. This is Job 24:2. Some remove the landmarks, they violently take away flocks and feed thereof. What does it say here in the NLT? Evil people, you can see it on the right hand side, evil people steal land by moving the boundary markers. They steal livestock and put them in their own pastures. It's back in the KJV on the left, they drive away the ass of the fatherless, they take away the widow's ox for a pledge. They turn the needy out of the way. The poor of the earth hide themselves together. You see? They turn the needy out of the way. The poor of the earth hide themselves together. Gad is on the res. They turning the needy out of the way. The poor of the earth hide themselves together. Yeah. That's why Jake, stay in the hoods and the water. They stay away from the Esau. They duck and dodge Esau wherever they go. They stay in the inner city, in the ghettos. That's where you're gonna find Israel. Israel was oppressed together. Let's get this. This is the book of it's funny, man, how they've always said that we were they stole our land, and here it says that we're illegal aliens. And they want to make these props, these bills. This is 2nd Ezra 6:55. Let's get to 55. It says, and this 54, and after these Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. You see, the world was made for our sakes, man. It was to benefit the Israelite man. Okay, It wasn't for these heathen. It wasn't for Esau, Edom, But see, we disobeyed the Heavenly Father, and now he's been put over us to rule over us. As for the people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, and that's speaking of the heathen, but be like unto spittle, which is spit, and it's likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. You see, that's what they're likened unto, a drop of water that falleth from like a bucket, a vessel. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. So they're lords over us, and they're devouring us. Okay, that's of a truth. Okay. But we, thy people, in whom it says, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. So we're basically slaves to these heathen. We're basically serving the heathen, starting with Esau, Edom. If the world now be made for our sakes, you see, the world was made for our sake. Why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? Okay. We don't possess an inheritance with the world. We're the sons and daughters of the Most High. And yet we're treated as what? Illegal aliens. They were illegally entering a country. But the world was made for our sakes. These heathen have forever been regarded as nothing. Okay, and that's the point of this lesson. But look what's going on, man. Let's read 2nd Ezra 6 and 58 in the CEB, Common English Bible. I came across this version. Look what it says here, 58. While we, your people, and you can read it here in the CEB what it says. I'll put it right here. While we, your people, whom you have called your oldest offspring, your one and only child, those who are zealous for you, your dearest ones, are handed over to them. 59. If the world was created for our sake, why don't we possess our world as an inheritance? You see? Why don't we possess our world as an inheritance? This is our world. Okay? How long will this situation last? Okay, and this is what we ask. How long will we be made, okay, to serve these devils? Okay, to basically be in fear of these bills. Okay, be incarcerated, be kicked out of the land, for what, Jay come here and work, and this is very controversial, but truth be told, the world be created for our sake. Why do we got to be kicked out? Okay, why do we got to be slaves in a world that is belongs to us, man? How long will this endure? You see, let's get this and then we'll end it out. This is Habakkuk 2 and 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long, and to him that ladeth himself with the clay. Okay? So woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his. They get rich by taking what's not theirs. We'll continue reading here in Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Right, they spoiled many nations, man. Not only the Israelites, but the whole world. Okay, and the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. So, ultimately, America is going to be destroyed, man. America's made a lot of enemies, not only, domestic, but foreign, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Right, and they've have committed acts of violence and terrorism in many cities. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covenant to his house. that he may set his nest on high, and that he may be delivered from the power of evil. You see? So basically, these devils are gonna get it, man. Right? They covet, fields, and take, what's not theirs, land, and remove territories, They've taken the identity of the true Israelites, when they're really the you wish. They sold their right to be called the son of the Most High, and now they're truly, they're sore losers, and they've been exposed. Okay, and all their treachery is coming out. So it doesn't matter if they frame mischief by a law. Okay, they're going to be destroyed for all this. Right? So, Lord willing, you were edified. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and a sincere salutation to you, Akim and you, Aqua, that believe in all sincerity. Shalom.